Okay, at this point, we have now reached point number 8, and point number 8 has to do with the audience for this work. Some time ago, I was talking to my grandfather about the audience of this content. I think he was pretty excited to hear that this channel was motivated by wanting my grandparents to understand some of these concepts, but because my grandparents are in their 90s, they don't use YouTube, he wanted to understand who actually is going to watch this content. And so I was trying to reflect on what would that look like and for whom would this content be. So I think that the primary audience of this content is people who want to learn about biology, people who want to learn about how to talk about different subjects in their mother tongues, and maybe people who want to be encouraged in doing both of those things. That's who the audience is for this channel. The next reflection related to this, or within this primary reflection, is I was reading this strategic plan that was published by the Ministry of Health recently about their strategy to deal with tuberculosis and other type of lung infections. And in this document, I found this structure that helped me understand the way that health workers are organized in Kenya. And what I discovered is that there is a tier of people who are called community health workers, who are responsible for being at the forefront, the first responder of many people, especially in rural areas. And so then, knowing that this group of people exist, I decided to research a little bit about who they are and what issues they deal with. And I discovered several narrations that talked about how there are actually very few community workers in certain populations, and that this job, while it is now acknowledged, has not been acknowledged for a very long time. And so, with this information, I was reflecting on the fact that as scientists in the diaspora, or as people who think about science topics, one way that we can contribute to this particular sector of the healthcare industry is considering translation of knowledge that we are developing and understanding that we are developing into mother languages. And this doesn't just mean that I sit here and translate. This means that I collaborate with translators based in Kenya to make sure that the community health workers are in a conversation with the most up-to-date and recent information. And this is one way that we can start to build a information exchange and information dialogue across different languages and across the diaspora. We often consider our remittances in terms of the funds that we send back to support our families, and so I wonder, we could consider remittances in terms of knowledge and remittances in terms of creating these jobs for people to translate and develop knowledge and updated knowledge about current modern science and modern health developments and understanding. I think that would actually be a really interesting and nuanced way to develop a type of work that has a very specific impact into the communities that live in Kenya and that exist in Kenya. And it would be a really great way to consider how we integrate different types of knowledge, because many translators are experts in humanities topics. And so in this way, we are able to bridge the gap between humanities expertise and scientific expertise to have a productive outcome for the community that is being engaged with and interacted with. And so this is an extra nuance of multilingual science engagement and science communication that I think has quite a bit of potential to integrate and include diasporan scientists.